Hi guys, how you doing? In this video we want to learn while, whereas, unlike, and in, contrast to. All of these expressions, words, show contrast in a sentence between a phrase and a clause, between a clause and a clause, between something and something. A contrast between two things. Either they are two clauses, or phrase clause, or phrase something else, I don't know. We're going to see how are these conjunctions or expressions highlighting a contrast in a sentence. So let's start. The first one, while. When we use while to show a contrast between two things, we want to highlight a difference between two situations or two actions that are happening the same time. Now, examples. While police officers were visiting every home in the area, the thieves or robbers were robbing the bank. In this sentence, we have two clauses. While police officers were visiting every home in the area, one clause, and the robbers were robbing the bank, another clause. Two actions happening at the same time, one unexpected and one expected. Police officers were visiting every home in the area. This situation is absolutely expected, but robbers were robbing the bank. This is unexpected. Pay attention to this comma. If the clause beginning with while is the first clause, we need to separate the first clause and the second clause with a comma. Now, more examples with while. Sometimes you want to emphasize on some things, on one action being serious and one action being so silly. For example, in this example, while, again, I begin my first clause with while my boss was giving a presentation, I was trying to make up for my loud stomach growls by chewing gum. In the previous sentence, the contrast was between something expected and something unexpected. Now, in this sentence, the contrast is between something serious and something silly. My boss was giving a presentation. Well, my boss giving presentation. This is something serious. And the second clause, trying to make up for my loud stomach growls by chewing gums. This is something silly. And this while here shows a contrast between these two clauses. And pay attention to this comma. We use two clauses that are in contrast to each other by comma. Another example. Now, in this example, I want to make an example about a disciplined, efficient situation, action, and I want to contrast it to a silly or chaotic situation or action, like this. I was trying to kill a cockroach while, now without comma, because while is the beginning of the second clause, while everyone else was trying to work hard. Now, a chaotic situation. I was trying to kill a cockroach while everyone else was trying to work hard. Something efficient and something chaotic. This is the contrast between two events, between two actions, something chaotic and something disciplined, something efficient. This was while the first conjunction that we use to show a contrast between two things. Again, we use whereas to show a contrast between two situations or actions. Oh, I forgot about an E here, sorry. There was a spelling mistake here, whereas, which is now corrected. Whereas, okay. Past example, two different behavior or actions. Somebody got into the lion cage, whereas the unaware manager, zookeeper, was in the meeting. Two different actions happening at the same time, two different behaviors. We are highlighting a difference between two actions, two different happenings at the same time. For habits also we can use whereas for two different habits, showing a contrast between two behaviors or habits. For example, I prefer to do away with junk food, whereas my sister makes for fast food every chance she gets. Do you know the meaning of do away with and make for? In another video I talked about phrasal verbs with do and make. Do away, do up, make for, make off in another video, and you can learn that by clicking on the link above. Now, in this example, we have a contrast between two different habits using whereas, since the second clause is the clause beginning with whereas, we don't use a comma between these two clauses. One habit of behavior, another habit or behavior. Or for two expectations maybe. My brother never said sorry, whereas I always. So my brother never have said sorry, while whereas I always made up for my mistakes with an apology, for example. Expectation and reality, a contrast between expectation, because I expected my brother to say sorry, and the reality is I always made up for my mistakes by saying sorry to my brother. He never said so. This is my expectation of my brother. And we don't use a comma because the clause beginning with a contrast conjunction is the second clause. How unlike. Unlike. Unlike is a preposition used to show contrast between two things, differences between two things. It's always followed by a noun and pronoun. A noun or a pronoun. It's often followed by a noun or a pronoun. Examples, for example, unlike cats, unlike noun, clause. Unlike noun, clause. Unlike cats, dogs will greet you gladly at the door. Will gladly greet you at the door. Cats are not that friendly. They're cute, but they're alone and they're aloof. But dogs they have a friendly nature. They are enthusiastic to communicate with humans, with their owner. So, unlike cats, dog will gladly meet you at the door. Unlike. Conjunction. Cat, noun, and dogs, a clause. Unlike noun, clause. This is the function. Unlike my dad or unlike my mom, my dad will never understand why someone needs multiple pair of shoes. Yet some dads will hit the ceiling. They become angry if the children buy so many shoes, so many pairs of shoes. They think it's a waste of money, while moms see it as a necessity to have multiple pairs of shoes. Unlike noun or preposition, a clause, a full clause. Will, a dog will gladly greet you at the door. This is a fact. My dad will never understand, or this is a prediction based on experience, why someone needs or someone would need. I talked about will and would in the previous video, and you can have access to that video by clicking on the link above. Learn the differences between will and would and their functions. Again, in contrast to shows difference between two things: actions, behavior, situation, events, etc. In contrast to noun, pronoun, clause. In contrast to noun, pronoun, clause. Exactly the same as unlike. It introduces a comparison that emphasizes a difference. Examples: in contrast to his father, he would never lie to people. So the father might tell lie to people, but the son would not. If you want to learn the function of would, click on the link above, and I talk about would a lot in another video. Its functions and differences in different sentences. In contrast to my cat, my dog would never knock a glass of water over just to watch me cleaning it. Yeah, cats do crazy things. Mischievous nature of cats in comparison to obedient nature of dogs. Contrast between nature of cat and nature of dogs. In contrast to blank, they were both late, comma, she had a valid excuse. I want you to fill in the blank using the prepositions, conjunctions, or expressions that we learned in this video showing contrast. Unlike, they were both late. In contrast to, while or whereas. Which is the correct answer? Which one can be correct? Which ones can be correct to be put in the blank to complete this sentence? I want you to answer this question in the comments. Thank you all for following me. I hope this video has been useful and beneficial. You have learned a lot, and don't forget to like and comment. Until next video, so long.